Okay, my apologies for a very late start. I have a rough start this morning. Okay, so I should be audible. Sounds like it. Yep. And, okay, no camera because I have no Stream Deck because I pulled all that out to try and fix audio issues. My audio setup is just completely bought. So, thank you HyperX for producing $100 microphone many years ago that I keep in reserve. Mr. Jones, good morning. Delta One Line, good morning. Again, sorry for the late start. Okay, so here we go. So we start with a PR being naughty, bypassing the rules. Right now, this is the subscriptions changes. This is subscriptions changes going into Liquid Sky solution. Tenant subscriptions table. Mojo and I talked yesterday, and basically the problem I was facing, where I was worried about delete tenant subscription only taking a subscription identifier and not a tenant identifier, so it can delete a subscription just based upon an identifier, is okay because right now there's only a one-to-one. If we decide at some point that subscription is a many-to-one, a many-to-one tenant, we will um, we'll handle that properly. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see first if I can't get the Stream Deck to come on, because it is very strange to have no camera on. I think it does help with discussion at the very least. Okay. Whoa, I found a very cool article that challenges the belief that bad code is introduced slowly into code bases over time due to deadlines. Huh. Definitely post that in Discord. Mojo, good morning. Um, I mean, people are going to have opinions. The article thinks bad code is introduced when it's first written. The original version was actually terrible. Um, I mean, that can be the case. Um, it certainly can be the case. Um, there we go. Okay, that works better. Um, this one has data to back it up. Oh, I bet. I mean, not all code by virtue of being written is good code. People write bad code. Is you know, and depend. Okay, and considering what I've harped on a lot recently, what is bad code? Are we talking a beginner? Are we talking a professional? Um, are we talking a junior? Right? Bad code can be written. It's if it's bad code when it goes in and it's a professional code base, then the likelihood is it should, it in theory, be a junior developer. In which case, So basically, it's not so much that it was good code that deteriorated to bad, but instead it was written poorly to begin with, got classes, etc. Right. I mean, as much as I would like to believe that we are all fully capable of writing perfect code, I know I'm not. I know I've done some of those things, right? I've made justifications for some of those things. I probably have, by someone's measure, bad code in this application. You know, someone joined us the other day and was like, "Oh, mediator," right? Maybe that to them is bad code. So the study might be flawed. They studied open source projects only. Yeah, maybe. Um, but it is an interesting point of view for certain. Like, code bases aren't bad because they are made bad. Code bases are bad because they become bad. Um, or rather, code bases start bad, rather, not that they become bad. Sorry, my headache is particularly violent today. Didn't need to add that reference. View infrastructure. That was unnecessary. Let's remove that. Unnecessary reference. That is the norm. Yeah. That is a good point. Um, I mean, um, I mean, open source projects, depending on how much contribution they've had, the code, um, their code could get way better over time, just through contribution, right? Um, View infrastructure, I think it was dependencies, imports, packages, the framework core data. I don't need that. I was trying to. Did that remove or did that? Hello? Do I not get to remove it that way? No? Or that way? Oh. Oh. I bet you I know why. Baguette. Watch it kick into life now once that comes up. Uh, um, Open source doesn't represent closed source at all. The two code bases I think are very different. Eh, I'd uh, I'd not be certain of that fact, but I would imagine there's some key differences. Um, well, for one, likelihood of using third-party libraries for a lot of things that may or may not be licensed, right? So code bases in closed source, in a corporate world. Um, my interaction with open source has been very negative. User in its time to merge the code. Two things happen. One, it doesn't get merged and no reason given. Two, they grudgingly merge the code in. So, as someone who is trying to build something that I am hoping to be open sourced, from my perspective, my concern is losing control of the general direction of the software before it gets to take real shape, right? So when someone's trying to merge code into their code base, like if all of you were working on Liquid Sky right now as an open source project, let's say, you're going to have varying levels of understanding of what it is I'm trying to do, what it is doing, what my vision is, and it's up to me to figure out how to relay that. And sometimes that isn't easy. So maybe a PR is um, um, a little harder for them to want to merge. Um, but I don't know. Um, yeah. So let's go and commit that change. We don't want a library just being referenced for no reason. Remove. I really need to make sure I'm more stringent about them. Unnecessary. Include. We'll validate that with the build, but I'm pretty. I know what the feature was that I was looking for, and I know I didn't introduce that feature, so I'm confident this isn't gonna cause a problem. We could use this paper as a reason to prefer working in open source. Um, a lot of open source is just a few friends who decide to make it open source rather than holistically approach this open source. We take contributions from anyone. Yeah, I still think that teams are going to have a vision, and I think it's hard. It's not always easy to relay that vision. So when someone does a commit of source that, you know, maybe it's a simple commit, maybe it's not a simple commit. I don't know. I can't say for certain, but maybe maybe they get a little bit more protective of the code than they should do. Okay, so we're good with this. Let's get this merged and moved on. Yeah. Test run. Good. I'm just gonna let the test run, make sure 100%. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move to tasks. Okay, working in public. Okay, is that done? That failed. What? Could not read username for GitHub. Yeah, move that over there. Possible. Yeah. Environments. No, not Docker. Secrets and variables. LS workflow path. So that is. Oh, where do I do that now? That's in my It's in my settings, right? Um, is that on the? No, it's not the repo. It's on my settings. Oh, where did all these go? Developer settings, personal access tokens. It has expired, yeah. Canadian dollar keeps getting better. That's a good thing, right? Regenerate. 90 days. So it has expired, yes. Okay, let's see that now. 4 requests. I prefer it getting worse for investing reasons. Ah, okay. Okay, let's make sure that rerun all jobs. I'm not trying to procrastinate on this. I'm just trying to make sure that I've covered the pieces. All right. Oh, 1 days. Okay, so we are going to focus on when that builds. Going in here, and this is the so we received subscriptions in view is done. We'll not do this one yet. As a quality of life thing, update projects, we don't need to do that right this second. Correct image uploader, we don't need to do that. Modify task table to contain user ID. So we're going to assign a user to it. Need to make that drop zone bigger as well. It needs to be as big as the biggest row. So we're going to modify that. We're going to do user selection on a task. Update backend. And update publish task. So we're going to start tackling these. I'm moving them over there just because it's easier to organize from them right this second with the way that the layout happens. Okay, so update the script to include user identifier, nullable user identifier. Is the first step. So really interesting. Oh, because foundation and development. No, it's been merged. Come on, man. Is it the runner? Yeah, that's the runner. It did a checkout foundation. That succeeded. Oh, I did not want to be doing this today. workflow. So we have CI YAML. Yeah, let's workflow part. Which specifies the version. This is just yet another indicator of. So it tries to run all these as well. By the way, I don't. I need to stop it doing those things. This is a CI, the run unit tests. Either target.NET 8 or lower, or use a version of the .NET SDK that supports .NET 9. I am targeting .NET 9. It's on everything. It can't build anything. So does that mean there's a v5 of that file, or GitHub action.NET 9 runner? 2 weeks ago. I assume that there will be a version 5. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. This is not a great way to deal with this. I know that those run. I know the application runs. I do not want to make this stream about me chasing down issues with a build YAML. I know it's not the greatest thing to do, but I want to move on to the tasks. I want to start making progress on that, and the build runner is not failing for a reason of the code breaking. So it's not like I can't continue this process. Yeah, this is not much. Yeah, in reality, I wouldn't do that. I would spend all the time necessary to fix that problem, because that is a major issue. However, right this second, we have other things to do, and I don't want to make the stream about let's chase down YAML problems. Yeah, you could pack items like DevOps issues that are less exciting to watch that making progress in the business logic. Yeah, it's not something you would do for real. That is one of the differences between streaming this and doing this full time. Is certain things like that um, can't yeah, they're just not going to be good to do. So I'm not going to let it derail me right anymore. It's already 7:30. Okay, so let's delete that branch locally so we don't have it. There's an underlying problem that coding isn't truly exciting compared to something like gaming. Yeah, yeah. But I think if you're jumping into a coding stream, you're not, you know, I mean, you could be expecting entertainment. A lot of the gaming streams, a lot of dev streams are entertaining. Um, but yeah, let's get the other branch merged. So we need to go to github.com, tb develop, uh, liquid sky client ng. That's an interesting article idea. Push. Oh, I didn't push that at all. Okay, that's push now. New pull request. What? Oh, the changes are there. Um, that's because a bunch of little things changed around the edges. Um, create subscription page for settings to prove out changes to can access route guard will now redirect when the user uh, guard that will now redirect when the user does not have a valid subscription. Commit and push. Commit anyway. Push. That's so WebStorm is giving me a few warnings around the whole like linting and stuff. That's what that is, and it stops me from doing the commit. If I had turned off the features, uh, like yeah, but no, I just need to be. I need to just